So last night, Part 7 of Star Wars Ahsoka premiered, the episode being called Dreams and Madness. So this is going to be my full spoiler review, so if you have not yet seen the episode, either check out my spoiler-free review link in the cards, or go ahead and watch the episode, or in fact, how about you do both? But anyhow, just to recap my spoiler-free review, I saw this episode did a lot for establishing a lot of our character motivations and giving us insight into said characters. So let's start off with Ahsoka. Not too much needs to be really established with her. Yes, a little bit, I want to, make sure Thrawn doesn't bring war to the galaxy, reconnecting with Sabine, finding Ezra, all that stuff kind of standard. But the main thing is, her and Sabine, because, they had a rocky master and apprentice relationship and still do, but you can definitely sense a lot of her character motivations at this point in the story is connecting with Sabine again, and more of a proper connection, force connection to be a good Jedi master for Sabine. Pretty simple as that. Now Sabine, a big part of her character motivation up to now was, finding Ezra. That was the big motivating factor for her. Well, she found Ezra now, and again, she's still not quite telling Ezra everything that's going on, though now that Ahsoka is there, she'll probably feel much more comfortable doing it. But definitely her motivation now, especially after the events of the episode, are going to be in relation to probably, I think, stopping Thrawn now that the goal of finding Ezra has been achieved for Ezra. Simple enough. Figure out what's going on. Basically get caught up on everything that's happened, which Sabine largely did. I'm going to say largely. And then getting back home. As well as helping protect. This was shown as to protect the people, the planet that he's been living with. Who are just, the peaceful pacifists. Who, whenever they attack, simply just so, either try to get away from danger, or just throw things like, rocks or pans or whatever they have on hand at the attacker to try to get away. Because they're pacifists, they're peaceful, they're not warriors. And then of course, so that's mostly them, but lots of the more interesting motivations are shown with the antagonist. So Balin, we still don't know what it is, but it clearly does not lie with the whatever's going on with Thrawn and his Imperial Remnant and the Empire in general. He has some other motivations to the point that he basically let Shin take lead and he doesn't do anything besides a show duel with Ahsoka, which Ahsoka does win by using a little trickery by, using Hu Yang fires. I think just like some concussion missiles at the ground to bring up some smoke, so that way Sabine can get away from the duo to help Ezra and Sabine defeat the Raiders. But Balin leaves Shin behind, basically, or more tells Shin to go ahead that their paths are now departing, which, gotta say something, is not something Thrawn was expecting either. And I think that's throwing a bigger wrench into Thrawn's plans than he is letting on. But his plans is definitely to get back to the main galaxy. What his goals there are going to be still up in the air, besides probably trying to reform the Empire somehow. I mean, that's what he did in Legends. But largely, his plans have been thrown into chaos by Balin not taking part of the battle. So he still swung it to his advantage by basically that short battle, even though they did not win the battle. It delayed Ahsoka and Sabine and Ezra and all that, basically wasting time for them while the Empire, while his forces were able to continue on doing what they were doing. So Thrawn definitely thinks time is on his side now. But he's probably unnerved by the fact that Balin was not as reliable as he was led to believe. And I think that's going to throw a wrench in Thrawn's plans. Also, Morgan Elsbeth's character, Morgan Elsbeth, guess what? She's basically taking Pelion's role in this episode where Thrawn has to explain his plans to her. Though, I do want to say, unlike Rebels, they did a lot more of Thrawn reacting, stating what he's planning on doing, and even stating how, even though he lost, how this will benefit him because of that thing, the distraction it served him. And that kind of stuff, and also, when he learned that Ahsoka's master was Anakin, he immediately figured out that, okay, that he needs to basically hold his forces in reserve and respond more to what Ahsoka is doing than the other way around. So that way he can basically use what he has to the maximum, because he was expecting Ahsoka to do basically, not necessarily reckless, but daring. Things that could definitely throw a wrench into his plans. Then there is, of course, Shin And this episode, the event, I think, shook her. Her master basically doesn't join in the fight, basically almost abandons her, saying that their paths diverge, that, basically gives her some advice on how to ascend with her ambition and just leaves her at that. And then, of course, also, she's defeating the duel, some confusion, and Ahsoka lets her go. First offers, of course, to help her, and then she runs away. But I think the theory that she could possibly betray Thrawn and all that is holding some water now. And then I think that's pretty much most of the character stuff going on. Sure, I can talk about lots of the plot elements. Oh, also, yeah, the Night Troopers, so Thrawn Stormtroopers, yeah, they're not zombies, because I think we were just seeing some evidence in this episode given the firefight. But overall, this was a phenomenal episode. I think it did pretty good. I think I addressed a lot of the character beats, character stories I think will come into play in later episodes. But that's just what I think. Like I said, I thought this was a good episode. I really enjoyed the insight we've gotten into each of these characters, either where the motivations lie, where the character story may be progressing, or just simply what they're currently doing. And I gotta say, this was some of the best Thrawn ever. Like, I thought Thrawn was pretty good in Star Wars Rebels, but this, being able to see more of his thought process, like the idea, like, he's getting this piece of information and he adjusts his plans according to each piece of information. Like, sure, when he found out Ahsoka's master was Anakin, he totally changed his strategy going after her, figuring that he needs to be more careful with his forces to respond appropriately. And then when he realizes that Baylan was not joining the fight, he knew something else was off, and I think that partially contributed his decision to withdraw his forces, because like, he achieved basically what he needed to achieve, that i.e. gain some time, and so any secondary objective he was willing to essentially forsake, to let go, because of the wrench that Baylan saw in, thinking ahead, and then also showing his intelligence to his surroundings by basically explaining his plans, and how even in a defeat he was able to still etch out a victory, which is very much in Thrawn's character. But yeah, that's all I have for today. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. And of course, as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, as well as subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to stay up to date on my latest content. Also, be sure to check out the link tree in the description, as well as any other links I have down there.